Hey, Olivia,
Oh my
how's it
God.
going?
There's some windows.
How was your vacation?
Ah, I'm not hearing. Um,
Can you hear me now?
1 second. I left my headset downstairs and I think it's still connecting on it. So 1 sec. Bluetooth. Ah, hello, hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now it's working.
How was your vacation?
It was fine. Not exactly what I was expecting, but
Really? Just in terms of the location of the house, in that regard, or
yeah, and the fact, yeah, because of that, and the fact that my wife and daughter were so scared on the roads.
Mhm.
That was a funny part, but yeah, for me, it's so natural. It's exactly the same like mountain roads that you get in Provence. So
Yeah,
I'm really used to drive like that and on that kind of things. But yeah, for them it was near the ravine and everything is like you know.
that's kind of, yeah, that's. I can see why. If you're not, if you're, I mean,
Yeah. If you're not used to it, yes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I know for a fact that we've had a lot of people ask from Canada to come and visit us here in
Mhm.
Scotland, and they say, "Oh, we'll
Yeah.
rent a car," and I say, "I don't
No.
think, yeah,
Wrong
maybe,
side of the road plus.
maybe just let me rent the car, or maybe, let
Yeah.
me just take the car, just get a ride in my car, because the second they hit the country roads, it's gonna be, yeah, it's
Yeah, I remember the road in Ireland as well. It was like so
yeah,
narrow and so tiny.
it's crazy though, because the
Yeah.
the roads that we live on here are country roads, right? There's like really one
Mhm.
lane country roads, but the speed limit is like 100 kilometers per hour.
That's
So,
the thing.
so people fly down these roads, and it's crazy. And the
Yeah, local fly down, and all the other one are like.
Verify. But the worst part is that the sat nav or the Google Maps and things will tell you that it's 100 kilometers per hour. So people think, okay, well, let's
Yeah.
go that. And it's insane. So I can see why they end up in situations.
No,
But
over there they had like a sign every 3 meters, like at 60, because the road was in such a bad shape. Everything was. I was really surprised to see how bad was. Yeah,
really,
yeah, cracks
did,
everywhere, bumps. It makes your car really jump. Like if you go at 67, if you go at 70 or 80, you fly out of the in a corner easily.
I
So
see why you got in some trouble with your wife and daughter. I can see why you got in some trouble.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I was planning to go to Florence or to Pisa, but yeah, it was an hour and a half in that kind of road. So they were like, no.
Yeah, yeah, just stay at the house and chill out a little bit. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that. But otherwise, it was at least a nice break, a nice
Yeah,
change
yeah,
of
it
scene.
was a nice vacation, and I was able to take some time after the last week to do a bit on my stuff and really work on like I work on the vision exercise, and I have to
Mhm.
finalize that. I have everything now. Man, it was really in depth. I was and some really tough question for the priorities at the end sometimes.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah,
can be. It can be. It
yeah,
can
like
make you think a lot.
asking me to ask to choose between my kids or my wife in a way. Like it was really like, yeah, what's more important, to be close to your kids, even if your wife hates the place where you would be located, or to be happy in your marriage, but you see your kids only 3 4 times a year, like that kind of things. Like oh,
You just look over your shoulder as you answer. You're like, oh, he's
yeah.
looking, he's reading. The
No,
Joyce. It
no, no.
does.
I did that in my bubble. Nobody's there.
Yeah, it's good. It does dig pretty deep, and I think it does unravel a couple of things for you. When you do
Mhm.
those exercises, especially
Yeah.
if you get it not to agree with you all the time. You've got to make sure it opposes what you say. That makes the
Yeah.
biggest difference. And I
Yeah.
think I think I could do that tonight actually myself, just to clarify where we want to be located as well. Right, we're always
Mhm.
tossing and turning on where we want to be. So
Yeah,
I think we can
and
make
then
it.
that's why I need to do the last part that really shows us the thing, the last, the business model and all that. But yeah, it's very funny because that came up like now. I'm seeing opportunity again in SEO, but I know that SEO is gonna take a lot of time
Yeah.
per client. So it's like, no, I don't want to get back into that. I have freedom as a high level of priority with less hours and stuff. So yeah, I need to adjust it. So yeah.
Exactly. I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes to let any other people join before we dive in. Then we'll dive straight in today for this is probably going to be quite an in-depth one. I'm going to be sharing my screen on high level. I'm going to be going through a lot of stuff. So obviously this is recorded, but I'll wait a few more, give it 1 or 2 more minutes before we dive in to the training. But yeah, I think I might copy you and do the exercise myself. We're always tossing up, whether we should relocate, because sometimes, as you can probably imagine, the weather gets to you quite a lot. And England actually hasn't experienced it the same. They've been getting heat waves and droughts, and I'm sure a lot of the guys in this call can probably relate to that.
37 degrees tomorrow again for 2 days. It's like shooting up again like crazy.
We don't get that at all. It's basically stopped at the border. It's like not at all. It's just crazy. So we're looking for some sunshine and maybe some tax optimization. So, but we've also got to then look at, well, what about the summer temperatures? Because we can't really do Dubai, for example, because everyone leaves in the summer, right? But they fly. We can't fly with the dogs outside the country, right? So
just one little thing for tax optimization, you're not set up with a holding, because like I see everybody that I know, which is a little bit more wealthy, is like everybody is set up with businesses where the fund fly into a holding where they pay way less taxes, and then the holding are buying the assets that generate the passive income. So
it's honestly, the biggest thing for us is simplicity. I hate complicated
I understand that. But if someone set it up for you, I mean, after that,
that's true.
It's way more simple than I think, and some of the other parts. But yeah,
actively looking at gone out to Cyprus, actually gone out there and basically having a villa by the sea and just traveling back and forth. That'd be pretty nice. So I was there in May checking it out, and it's pretty nice. It's not crazy, right? It's just pretty chill and a nice way of existing and not too far from anything either. So we'll see. Busy at the moment, but we'll see maybe in the new year if we end up in the sunshine. Who knows? Who knows what the cat will drag in. But well, without further ado, we'll dive in. Does anyone have any very fast questions they want to ask before we dive into this? We'll open up for Q&A at the end as well, as we always do. But are there any questions anyone wanted to ask that are really fast? Feel free. Give you a couple of seconds if anyone wants to. If not, that's all good. We can dive straight in. So today's training is going to be a little bit different to what we normally do. And it's going to be a lot more screen sharing and processes that we have put together, because obviously we know, I personally, having had many onboarding calls with people, I know what the process is. I know what they struggle with, or the areas that we should pay quite close attention to. And even with something like the launch of a ladder funnel with the landscapers or the HVAC or whatever, there are little pieces of that. As much as the vast majority is set up, there are little pieces that we have to do that can't be exported with snapshots, right? That just don't work. Like products, for example, how that works. They physically do not work. So I've got an entire SOP document prepared, and I'm going to basically take you through this process as we go through this. And there's going to be 3 different areas that we cover. You've got the setup initially, you've got the lead generation components, and then you've got the client delivery components as well. So 3 different sections. And as you'll see, this SOP is very, very detailed. Every aspect is covered. So I will take you through this. I will do exactly what we're saying on high level and show you where to look in real time. Of course, this is recorded, so you can watch the recording and go back, but you'll see that every single thing, there's no stone left unturned with this, every bit of detail. So you can basically follow this. And I'm going to create a checklist that goes along with this as well, so you can make sure before you launch, you've got all the little things that we have to do ready to go. So this will take us through, as I said, the setup, process initially, then into lead generation, covering both the outbound prospecting with email, but also the ladder funnel itself. The one thing I don't go into here is the ad setup SOP, because from the call 2 weeks ago, we already have those SOPs ready to go. So those, I'm going to package them all together and put them in one place so that you can have this SOP, you can have the system going towards launch. Then as it comes around to launching your ad campaigns, you simply follow the ad SOP for setting it up on Facebook for your campaign, the creative and such. So that way you'll have the full thing, basically like a roadmap, a blueprint to follow along the way. So we'll dive into the first part, which is, of course, the website component. But really what we're going to be focused on initially is how to get that 12-page website active, how to activate your demo AI employee as well, and have customers testing that out. Then we're going to move on to the outbound component of the emails, ladder funnel, paid ads, then of course, how we fulfill every product. So if a customer purchases any of the products, what is it you do and how we deploy an AI employee into their business. So the first thing we need to do with all of this is to set up the website. Now, we're not going to go into the details of building websites and such because the website is pre-built for you, right? Everything is done. There are just a couple of things that we have to do to make sure that everything is active for you, right? So the first thing we have to do is to add the logo to the website. But before I do this, I'm going to share this tab here. The website we're talking about, if you go into your site section over here, then you go to websites. This is the one, you'll see this one clearly within the websites. The service stack copy, the 12-page website. What you want to do is do these steps on this particular website, the service stack. The way to remember this is it's 12 pages long. That's the key. Now, the things that we have to do on this website. What we have to do is, first of all, add a logo to the website. You've got to add your terms of service page for your country of residence. So you can basically take the terms of service, ask ChatGPT to make this viable in your jurisdiction, because that's important. It has to use your jurisdiction. That's all you have to do, though. You just copy and paste what ChatGPT provides to you and put it into the terms of service page. That is all you have to do. Step number 3, you have to add your own calendar. So when it comes to booking calls or anything like that, the calendar setup is already there. The buttons, the booking buttons, everything, it's already there. All you have to do is select your own calendar. And if you don't have a calendar already within GoHighLevel, let me just add someone in here. If you don't have a calendar already, you can create one within GoHighLevel. So once you create that calendar, it's then going to appear as an option for you. And let me just flip tabs here once again. So you can go into calendars over here, you can create it. Then as you come into the website itself, this you can do your terms and conditions. You see the space in here for you to add them in here. And the contact section, this is where you see that sort of area there. That is where you can put your calendar in there, and the buttons can reflect that as well. So once you have created a calendar within GoHighLevel over here, you can then find the option on the drop down. As you click this here, that will give you a drop down and you can select your calendar. That then allows you to connect the calendar. Now, the next part in this is to connect your domain name. All we have the calendar's on the call booking page and the contact us page as well. Or that's a form maybe, but whatever the calendar goes on the website, as you go through it, you select the calendar itself. The next part is to select connect your domain name to the website itself. So you can come into settings and you'll see here you can select a domain name. That's if you have connected one. If you haven't got a domain name or you haven't connected one, you can purchase one within GoHighLevel, or you can connect an external one. If you have one with GoDaddy or something, this here will tell you exactly how to point it towards this website in particular. Once you've done that, it will then appear here. You click that and you'll be good to go. It'll basically allow you to put a domain name in there as well. And the final component here is to change any support emails on the website from our email address to your email address. Otherwise, they'll contact us, right? Which doesn't make sense if you wanted them to contact your business. So that's the housekeeping with the website. You get those 5 steps done and the website is active, right? That it's live. That's the checklist that you have to follow with the website. Even if you're running ads to a ladder funnel, for example, I would recommend you get the website set up and ready to go, simply because customers will Google it. They will look it up, and it's good for you to have that what's the word I'm looking for? That staple right there, always front and center. Really nice for you to have that when they look for you, right? Gives you that little bit of extra proof. So add this in to the to-do list in terms of just getting those steps complete. Then the second step here is to add the AI Legacy AI Employee chat widget to the website. So what this does is this, when customers, if you send emails or run ads and they Google the domain name, you can have them demo the AI chatbot live on the website itself. And the AI Legacy AI Employee is already pre-built. So if I come over here, first of all, before I move off of this screen, in order to add the chatbot to your website, so I'm in the website settings over here. This is, if you click on the website, this is where it takes you. Go to settings, scroll down, and you select the chatbot, right? Yours will say the AI Employee, AI Legacy chatbot. That's the one you want. I've got a demo account here that we've created for the purpose of this call to show you the landscaper version of this. So I can add the landscaper chat widget just by doing this to the website, and it will basically appear and give them a demo of the chatbot right on the website. That will also allow them to call it as well. They can call it on the website itself and have a web call, essentially, where they can demo the voice capabilities of it too. So it works in both ways, and all you had to do was that. The AI Legacy chatbot is already, or the AI Legacy knowledge base for the chat widget and for the voice AI, the knowledge base already understands your offer. Okay, so you don't have to train it. It understands your offer. It understands how to sell an AI employee. It understands the purpose of reviews, referrals, database reactivation. It knows everything it has to know. That's the key. You don't have to change anything. So all you would do here is select the AI Legacy chat widget, and the AI employee can go onto your website. And as we come into customer fulfillment, if you don't have a chat widget, the AI Legacy does have one already. But if you don't, or you want to create one in the future for a different AI employee, I'm going to show you how we do that as well. But that's going to be further down the SOP. So we'll cover that when we get there. So the next step after you have connected the AI Legacy AI Employee chat widget to the website is to connect your Facebook and Instagram, because this is where the conversation AI can take over your messages as well, and the customers can experience it in real time. All you have to do this is to come over to settings down here, click on, where am I going here? Integrations somewhere, integrations here. Then you can connect your Google, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp if you want, whatever you want. You can connect that in here. So ideally, we want Facebook and Instagram so that the AI, the conversation AI, can work on the social profiles as well. That's the key. That's my intention. That's what I'm trying to do. Because if I come into AI agents here, got a conversation AI, you will see that it's ready to go for SMS, Instagram, Facebook, the chat widget, live chat, and WhatsApp. So you can actually have it when you have your business Facebook profile. You can have it answer questions for you, or you can tell customers that this is an AI employee. They can demo it themselves on social media platforms as well, which works really, really well. So that's why we want to integrate the social platforms. And all we had to do is click that integrations button, and it'll ask you to log in, and that's it. So the final step here is to get your demo phone number. Now, this is if on the email campaigns that we're about to come on to, if you want to have a customer just call the AI employee directly from a phone number, all you have to do is get a phone number from GoHighLevel, which I'll show you here. You go to settings, you go to phone system, and you get a phone number. So I'm just going to let someone else on the call here. You get a phone number once this stops spinning. So it's just loading up, but you can select a phone number. If you are in the US, you have to go through the A2P if you want to send text messages. If you're in the UK, you want to get the regulatory bundle for the UK. Those are the regulations, regulation requirements, right? And you can just add number and choose whatever number you want. Once you have done this, once that number is active and live within your account, you go back, you go to AI agents over here, you go to voice AI, you then go to agent list here, list landscaper support, or your AI legacy demo support AI employee, click on it, and you come up to deploy up here, click deploy, and you can select the phone number that you've just purchased, and you can choose the call routing options as well. So the AI can basically answer any call that you want, or if nobody picks up in a set amount of rings or whatever, the AI can pick it up afterwards. So you can choose whatever you please with that one, and you can also select the schedules of it too. So that's how you get it to, that's how you get them to be able to experience your AI employee firsthand. That's all you have to do. That's as simple as that. Once you have gone through those simple steps, you've got your website set up, you've got the chat widget on the website, you've got your Facebook and Instagram connected with the AI, and you have your demo phone number. You basically have the infrastructure of the business ready to go. If they were to Google you, they've got an in-depth website with all the video, sales letters, everything already pre-built. And all you have to do with the website are these components here. That's it. That's the housekeeping when it comes to the website. We get that stuff done, you're basically in a very good position to move forwards. And that's your first steps, is to complete those 4 steps. Then we progress on to the lead generation components of this. Any questions on the first part of this? Feel free to ask, because we're going to progress on to, we'll upload this PDF after the call, Ruben. We just created this today, so it's not quite live yet. I'm just going to check the chat for any questions. Yeah, you can connect all of that, Freddie, with your current website as well. Yeah. And the way you connect it, just to answer that question quickly, the way you connect it is, if I share this tab, I mentioned earlier, as we go down to the fulfillment section, you've got, I'll show you how to create the chat widget up here for the websites, for the customers, from a customer's perspective, because obviously most customers, if they have an existing website, may want it externally. All you have to do, if I come into new and I click in all-in-one chat here to create a website chat widget, I can select, I go to agent here, I can select the knowledge base, the voice AI, basically, that it uses. Then I hit get code, and it gives you the embed code for your website. And you just paste that in the footer of your website, and the chatbot is good to go. That's all you have to do to get it active on your website. Olivier, did you have a question there?
Yeah, just to make sure, like, so A2P, you requested as an agency if you want to be able to SMS in the US and stuff. And if I understand well, then for UK as well, you requested, so me, I'm in the Netherlands, I will request through the regulatory bundle for UK to access UK phone numbers. Is that correct? Or does he have to be in the country? I know that for the client and the sub-account, he has to be in the country from their documents. But the question is, can I ask for UK numbers, for example, from the Netherlands? Like,
yeah, you can, because the compliance is done at the number level. It's not actually the account level, it's the number itself. So you're submitting the regulatory bundle for the particular number, which means you can be anywhere. That's why we can get US numbers to go through A2P, the works. Yeah, you can do.
So it's per number. But the fact that when I get basically, so that means that every time I have a new client in the US, I need to do the A2P process for them, for that number.
For the number, yeah, for their number. Yeah.
Okay, it's clear. Thank you.
Right, no worries, no worries. In terms of the demo agency website, if you just come to, this call is going to be quite long, so I'll need to hustle along with it. But if you go to sites, then go to websites, you click on this, and then you can just preview all the pages by clicking this button and such on the website if you want to demo it. And sorry, to deploy the AI employees from agents, do I need to create a sub-account for every niche? Yes, because they have to be on different phone numbers. Otherwise, they'll cross paths, right? It won't make sense. They'll get very confused between each other, Bidwan. So you've got to have one for each niche, a different sub-account, yes. Freddie, for the chat widget, would that cover all industries? If they asked that question, it would answer all questions with different industries. So the chat widget for there's two different ones, right? There's two different ones. This one in particular that I'm showing you here under AI agents, this landscaper support one here. This is a demo for landscapers. So this is like a simulation for landscapers. They can test that themselves, and it knows about the landscaping industry. The AI legacy one that I was talking about that you've also got in your account knows about your business. It doesn't focus on the industries. It focuses on the problems that the customer would have, like missing those phone calls or the database reactivation or leads stagnating or a lack of reviews. So it knows the particular problems they have, and that's how it can manage across all the different industries. It's also dynamic, which means if it's a plumber speaking to them, it can shift the context of its conversation into the plumbing industry, but also maintain the information it has about the problems. It can basically be very smart about it and combine both of those together. So the answer to your question is yes, but not quite in the way that I think you might be imagining it does, in a slightly different way, but it does have the same effect, yes. All right, let me progress on to the lead gen component now. So when it comes to the lead gen component, there are two different paths that we can take here. You've got outbound email prospecting, and you have the ladder funnel with paid ads, Meta and Instagram, right? And the idea is that both of these paths, no matter which one you use, whether you use one or both of them combined, they end up in the same scenario, right? They go to the same place. So we can use both of them. The first one I'll cover is the outbound prospecting itself initially, then we'll progress on to the paid ads component of it as well. So this is like your checklist for sending your email campaigns, the things that you want to have ready to go. So the first thing you want to do when it comes to setting up your emails is set up your sending domain. So this is pretty important. And all you want to do, if I come over to GoHighLevel, you want to go to your settings down the bottom here, and you want to go to email services, and then you want to set up the email services here. Okay. And what this will help you do is this is what's called a sending domain. So you see this noreply.skillcertified.com. That's just a default one. You don't want it to say no reply, but it could be like john.skillcertified.com. So that's the way it works. It sends from a slightly different domain, and you can set up a dedicated sending domain over here. So that's what you want to do with that. What this does is it just improves your deliverability, it improves the look of the email as well. And it's just something that we have to do before we start sending. It just controls your domain. So if you connect your domain, your existing domain, whatever that domain might be, or you purchase one through GoHighLevel, you can create a dedicated sending domain simply for the emails. And that's how you do that. The next part here is that all of the automations, all of the outreach automations are pre-built within the GoHighLevel account specific to that particular niche. So in your account, you will see all the different outbound prospecting automations, whether it's HVAC, electricians, real estate, whatever it is, you already have those within your account. You can edit the copy if you want to. And I would recommend that if you plan on to focus on AI employees in particular, you can add a line at the bottom of the email that says, hey, don't take it from me, experience it yourself, call this number and experience an AI employee firsthand, and then have the number that they can call. This gives them that experiential proof, and it's just one line you add in at the bottom of the email. But where do we find these emails? So if I go back and I go into automations down here, this one I've built for landscaping industry, but you have every niche that you have already ready to go. So if I come into this one here, you might have one that says HVAC, you might have one that says electricians. This is a landscapers one. If I click on this, you will see that this email automation is preset. It's set to drip feed 30 emails per day, every day. And then it's got the whole sequence built out for it as well. Everything is already done for that. All you have to do, let me just let someone in here. All you have to do on this is add contacts, right? You just add the contacts. This is called the trigger up here, and you can just add contacts. So for example, if I want to do landscapers launch, I just add filter. I go to tag added here. I select a tag, but I can just write one in here, right? I can do landscapers launch, and then I hit add new tag. I hit save, and whenever I tag or bulk tag my contacts, landscapers launch, it sends them through this automation for me. That's how I launch the campaigns. That's all I have to do. But what you'll notice here, if I come into email one, all the email copy is pre-written, including the hyper-personalization tag that's already built into it as well. You can change the email if you want to. I will show you in a few minutes how you can get custom email copy that you can add in here. All the sequences built out as well. But what I was saying earlier about adding the demo AI employee, you can also add that sentence at the bottom here, right? But everything is done. All of the emails. So it waits for 1 day. It then asks the question, was the first email opened? If yes, wait another day and send the second one. If no, send the first one with a different subject line. And so on. And it progresses, right? That's the idea behind it. It progresses until they reply. If they reply, it stops. It doesn't send them another one, right? So you can add the leads to this and just have it automate the full process. And of course, every email is different in this list. Now, in terms of starting the campaigns themselves, you want to start an email warm-up campaign. This is going to help your emails land in the inbox. So this is like your housekeeping with emails. This will help your emails land in the inbox consistently. You can run this in the background for a week or so, and you can keep it running. As you do this, you can move on and progress with your lead gen campaigns. So if you have a look within GoHighLevel, there's actually an email warming sequence already built into this, okay? It's all set up. So you see this is emails that you can send to, you add your own contact list, any contacts that you have. You can make up email addresses, add it to there, and all you do is add them to this list and it warms up your email inbox. Add them to your phone or send it to people that you know that will open the email. And what it does is it sends signals back to the email sending domain, essentially, that people are opening the email and it should land in the inbox and not go to spam or promotions. So you can add contacts to this, you can add different email addresses to this, different Gmails, etc., and just have it work in the background and warm up your inbox. That's all you have to do. That's how you warm up the list. It works really well because it's not using these automated services that don't work particularly well. This is a structured approach that is far more effective as a result. So the idea is that we want to do things that are very effective at achieving our outcome, which is we want it to land in the inbox. So instead of trying to use every software under the sun, we do things that work. And that particular warming system works a lot more effectively than the vast majority out there. So that's how you warm up the emails. And you can just add the contacts to the list and let it run. It doesn't matter what the emails say. They're already typed up, everything. It doesn't matter though. You could put anything in there. All you want is for the emails to send and land in the inboxes. That's the idea. Now, in order to send the campaigns themselves, all we have to do is select the correct email automation for your niche. So we have all the different niches. each of them have their own campaign, their own automation with copy that's relevant, emails that are relevant to that particular industry. Every single one is different. So don't use a HVAC list with the electrician automation. It won't make any sense. You use the electricians for electricians, plumbers and the plumber automation, and so on. Right? A bit of common sense, but just to emphasize, make sure you do that, because they're not the same. They are very different. Now, the next step to launch your emails is to order a list of leads from any source. We use LeadMash quite often. They charge $3 per 1,000 leads. You choose any niche that you want and location, and the leads are then delivered to you. They're delivered to you in a spreadsheet. They often have the first name, last name, email, and the website. What we want to do is we then want to hyper-personalize the list. That's the next step in this. So what you do is you take this spreadsheet of leads and then you upload it to the hyper-personalization engine. You press the button on the site and you choose problem-solving lines, and I'm going to show you this in a second. This is my preferred choice, the problem-solving lines, and this will then give you the lead list back, which can be exported as a spreadsheet, but it now has the special hyper-personalization column built into it to grab the lead's attention. So for reference, this is the hyper-personalization engine. This is the standard sign-up website for it. So if you don't have your account, get your account here. This is inside the hyper-personalization engine. Okay, this is what it looks like. You have a demo here as well that you can watch on how to upload the leads, how to do everything within the system. And if you want to create custom email copy, you can click this button here. You'll notice that we had 3 different emails in the email sequence: email 1, email 2, email 3. You can put your niche in here. Describe what you offer. So AI employees, database reactivation, review systems, and it will generate the 3-part email sequence for you. So not just one email, it will give you the full 3-part sequence, and you can split test the different copies. So that's built into this as well. Now, in order for us to get the hyper-personalized line, what we want to do is we want to hit new project here. Then you name your project. You give a brief description. That's mainly for your benefit of identification, right? So that's not actually, that doesn't relate to anything, any of the outputs. That is simply for your descriptions. And then you can pick your strategy here. So you've got the prospect focus line and you have the pain and problem solving line. I prefer to use this one here, the pain and problem solving line, which produces a few more columns, right? What you do is you describe your service or product, what it is that you do, who you help, and then you describe the pain points that it solves, and you press save project. Okay, and what this does is this sets the initial direction of the AI. So this means it gives it focus, and you can upload website links, you can upload LinkedIn URLs, the works, and it will analyze them for you. That's how we use the hyper-personalization initially. And what it does is it keeps you organized. So I could have med spas up here, then I could have chiropractors or real estate agents or whatever, and it will then allow me to shift between projects and ensure they're all different. So that's what maintains the quality and your organization. So once you have the campaign, it allows you to, it'll appear here. You come down here and you can add the companies one by one, or down here, you can upload an entire spreadsheet of 1,000, 2,000 leads, right? That's how you do it. You then hit process, not process all targets. You come down to here. What they'll do is once you've uploaded them in the spreadsheet, they'll add into the queue here. You hit initiate the scan, and then this tells you how many are successful. And all of the leads appear here, okay? With the personal line attached to the spreadsheet, and it gives you their website, email, first name, last name, company, all out as well if it has them, and the personal line. And all you do is export the data here to a spreadsheet. You can train the AI as well. If there's certain things that you like, you can add different training lines here. And what it does is it influences the AI for you. So you can actually make this very specific to what you like to see there, and you can train. You can delete the trainings. This is just examples. This is trained a lot more behind the scenes. So if you want to influence it, maybe put 4 or 5 different examples in here, and it will then influence how you're training the customizations. And what you do once that's happened is you export this spreadsheet and you come back over to GoHighLevel. I'll come back over to our checklist here, and you import the leads into GoHighLevel. So you take the finished spreadsheet and then you upload it into GoHighLevel within your account. And all we have to do that is we go to contacts over here and give it a few seconds, import. You click import here and you can import the spreadsheet of leads here. Okay. When you do this, it's going to ask you to map the fields. And it will ask you to map the fields. It will read the first name, it will read the email, and it will suggest, hey, I think that's the first name column, I think that's the last name column, I think that's the email. But what it won't instantly recognize is the personal line, the hyper-personalized line. However, your account is built to recognize or have it as an option. So it will ask you, hey, what is this special line that you have in here? And if you click the drop-down menu, the custom field of hyper-personalized line will appear. That will naturally appear on your list and you hit save. So then if you come back over to GoHighLevel, if I go to automations, then I go to the email workflow itself, I go to this one. What happens is when you send the email to this particular contact, their specific hyper-personalized line appears here. That's how we get it active and importing into the account because we've tagged it. That's how it works. Okay, we've mapped the custom field. So if it's John Smith and they've got a special hyper-personalized line, when that email automatically goes to John Smith, John Smith's hyper-personalized line appears here. That's how that works. Now, as we progress here, how do we launch the emails? How do we get it started? Very, very simple. Now that the leads are imported, we start to launch the first campaign. So what do? Is we go to the niche specific hyper-personalized outbound campaign that we were just in, and you go to the trigger area at the top within the automation editor. Open up the trigger, which says contact tag. We press filter and select tag added. I'll show you this in a second. You select the tag. You can make anything you want, like electrician outbound campaign. Press add new tag, then publish the campaign. So just like I showed you a few minutes ago, you come to this here, Landscaper's hyper-personalized outreach machine. You go to this contact tag up here. You don't have to touch anything else. Just click this, add filter, click tag added, and then I can type the tag that I want. So landscapers launch 2, right? Add new tag. I hit save trigger, and then I hit publish. Okay, this is the sequence that we do things in. So then we hit publish. Then what we do is we go to your contacts. Remember, we uploaded all your contacts with the hyper personalization. You select all of your electricians or landscapers or whatever the niche is, and then you press the tag button and tag them all as that tag that we just added. So what I would do here in this example, I would come over to my contacts here. I would have a big list of contacts, and I can then tag those contacts. And let me just double check here. Yes, and so what I would do is I would tag them as so let me just show you. I've added a sample with John Smith at gmail.com, and then I hit save. What I can then do, if I come to contacts, and it doesn't matter if I have 1,000 or 2,000 contacts, I can bulk tag them. Give it 1 second just to refresh and let the contacts appear. Here we go. I can click this checkbox. I can click all the leads. I can click add tags, and then I'll just tag lead gen campaign launch just as a note. And then I can select my tag and I can do land search up here, landscaper 2, if I had kept it. And what it does is it then triggers the campaign that I've created. It triggers this automation in here, and my campaign activates. It triggers this one here, and my emails start sending. That is my email campaign launched. That's all I have to do. We go through this checklist of here, this A section to launch the emails, and you're good to go. That's your email campaign launched. Do we have any questions about the email campaigns themselves? Feel free to ask. I'm going to move on to the paid ads section now. Are there any questions about the emails? Are the emails from LeadMash need to be verified? They don't really need to be verified because in the sense of they're real emails, and if there's any issues, LeadMash can always replace them and whatnot. But we do have a separate video that Alyssa has prepared where we show her list cleaning process. And I know Martin, who I can't see the thing here, he mentioned in the chat that process really helped him clean his list up. So there's a video that we use to clean the list itself that will help you. That will help you basically have the list as high quality as it possibly can be from LeadMash itself. Dennis, can I give you an example of what hyper-personalized line looks like? Well, it is, if you come into this here inside the system, this is basically what a hyper-personalized line looks like, this personal line training. Or if you come onto the main website here, this here is a hyper-personalized line. This entire paragraph is hyper-personalization. You can always customize the training you do as well. If you want them to be longer, if you want them to focus on something in particular, if you want them to ask questions, etc., you can do it in here. So that's what the hyper-personalization itself looks like. Going back to the chat here. In the hyper-personalized email solution, will it limit the amount sent per day, like 300? The hyper-personalization doesn't limit anything. The GoHighLevel automation limits the amount that are sent per day. That allows you to drip feed them, so it protects your inbox. The hyper-personalization itself processes all the leads instantly, and 300 per day is a good batch number because it doesn't overwhelm the system, and you can just process in batches of 300. It takes a couple of minutes. It doesn't take long at all. But let me see here. It depends. It really can be. I don't particularly mind personally the longer one, but everybody is different, right? Everybody's different in terms of what they like and what they don't like. That's the point of diversification with it, right? That's why you have different ad creatives, because some people respond to certain things. The secret is to be able to have that variation, right? There'll be 3 emails and they're treated differently. They have different styles of writing because they're designed to attract different types of people. I'm just double checking the chat here. Do we need multiple emails to send to leads? If you wanted to do higher volume, you can, but the secret here is quality rather than quantity, right? So I don't want to push it too much. I want to make sure that the quality is strong, because really I don't care if I send 30 or 3,000. If I get the same responses, I'm better off sending 30, right? That's the key, all about quality. Freddie, you're saying I need to warm up my email before doing all this, so I'll load this. You don't have to do it before doing it all, because the email automation does it in batches of 30, which protects the inbox. So you can start immediately and you can run the automation for warming up in the background and have it just working at the same time. So you can do that. Mobin, can we set up multiple domains and inboxes with GoHighLevel to send more emails per day? Yep, exactly. That's how you do. That's how you create larger scale with it. You can have 10 inboxes, but the secret is always quality. 10 inboxes, but the quality must be good from all 10, right? Like the email, that's the secret. The leads from LeadMash are coming from LinkedIn, not Google Map listings. Are these sourced from Google Maps? It doesn't really matter where the lead comes from. LeadMash uses Apollo, actually. And Apollo is a very well-known lead platform for extracting information. It doesn't really matter where that lead comes from. as long as the location's correct and the email's correct. It could be anything. The secret is never to focus too much on the lead itself, because honestly, until they're in your calendar, it's just a name on a spreadsheet. It means nothing to us, right? That's the important part. Don't focus too much on the leads. Focus more on the process of continuously sending. That's the part you focus on, because that will lead to the traction. Continuously sending. They're not a lead. I hate the word lead. I know it's a lead. I know I say we're finding leads, but I hate that word because there's so many different meanings. So what I mean by it is, a lead from LeadMaster on a spreadsheet or any source is never really a lead. It's nothing, right? It's just a name on a spreadsheet. It's information. That's all it is. For me, I'm not paying attention or giving it any time of day until the person's in my calendar. It's like a number, right? That's all it is. I don't care. It's just a number. If you keep that mindset as you progress, obviously, cleaning the list the way Alyssa recommends you do, just to make it as high quality as possible. But again, don't get too attached to, but this is a contact record. That's basically what it is, right? That's all it is. That's all we're really focused on. Do we have other questions about the email process? I'm about to jump into the ladder funnel components here, but
yes, Niall, getting back to the length of the email, is your mindset that you're providing considerable information to filter out people so that they really know what they're getting into?
Not necessarily. It's more so I don't want to pitch on the email. That's the idea, is I want them to understand that the whole point of the email is for them to have the perception that we have looked into their business, we understand the problems, which then gives us a lot more open doors. Instead of just pitching a service to them, we're opening the door by saying, we understand your problem. I've looked at your business in particular, which is what the hyper-personalization aspect is all about. So the length of the email is more so just demonstrating that we understand their problems and we're not just mass sending blanket emails. That's the idea.
Got it. Thank you.
Perfect. Any other questions on the emails before we progress? Give it a few more seconds. No? Okay. Perfect. All right. So the next part here, remember there are 4 parts to this. You've got the website setup, which we've covered. And as I said earlier, for anybody that hopped in, this is all recorded as well, and the SOP will be available. The website component, we've got the email outreach component, the ladder funnel component, and then the customer fulfillment component. So after this one, we move on to customer fulfillment. Now, the ladder funnel and paid ads. Within the lab, you have access to 2 different ladder funnels right now, HVAC and Landscaper. These funnels are designed to specifically self-liquidate ad spend. Now, the reason I'm reinforcing this fact is I want you to understand what you actually have there. If you were to have someone build this for you, they would charge you $5,000 per funnel, right? Per funnel for a ladder funnel like that. That's what they charge for that, if not more. So these are extremely high value assets. They're very powerful. That's why we're building them out, because we've got to make sure the quality is always there, right? So we're building them out gradually. At the moment, obviously, we released this templated process about 2 weeks ago, I think it was. So at the moment, we've got these 2 niches ready to go to run paid ads to. The vast majority of the ladder funnel is already set up. The videos on the pages are pre-recorded. The ad creative is ready to go. The ad creation SOP is ready to go as well, based on the calls 2 weeks ago, I think it was. Underneath those live workshops, you have the SOP for setting up a purchase campaign, the SOP for setting up a lead gen campaign, and an opt-in funnel page campaign as well. All the different SOPs you need. The copy itself, you've got the creative itself. All of that stuff is contained within those SOPs and in that particular training. This part, this SOP in particular, is going to focus on the funnel system itself, how we set up the final bits and pieces of the funnel system. So the ladder funnel, I'm going to use the Landscaper one for context. You've got the review system, $27 is what we typically charge. Landscaper referral system, $27 order bump. And the third one is the Landscaper AI Employee, which is a $97 per month recurring product itself. Now, the first thing you have to do, because you can add this product here, you can add this product here, but when you try to add this product to your funnel, it won't let you do it because there's no payment processor attached to your account, right? Because if I connect my payment processor, your customers are going to pay me, which you do not want, right? You want to be paid. So make sure you get yourself a payment processor, and you can do this within GoHighLevel. So it connects with Stripe, PayPal, the works. So if I share here, in order to do this, there's multiple different areas that you'll see it. So payments, for example, it'll let you, here you go, integrate payment gateway. That's all you have to do, right? You click here, or you go to settings, you go to integrations again here, and you can connect payments and checkout here. It can offer Stripe, PayPal, Square, and much, much more. NMI, the works. Connect whatever one you want. You don't pay for these things, right? They take a percentage of your transactions and things like that. And it's not really noticeable until you reach volume, which I can tell you, then it's very noticeable because I notice it every day. But there's nothing we can do, right? If you want to take credit card payments, we've got to have one of these platforms. So we use Stripe and PayPal, and we do have a Square account as well. But you want to connect this here, okay? You connect your payment gateway here. This then allows you to add the different products. So coming back to the SOP, the first step is to connect your payment processor. And then we have to create the products. I cannot import the products for you. It doesn't let me do it because obviously that would then mean the payments come to me, which, as I said, you don't want to happen. You want the payments to go to you. So we've got to create the products. Good news is it's very, very easy to do. First of all, we're going to create those products, and then we're going to add them into the funnel. So after connecting the payment processor, what we're going to do is we're going to click products at the top of the screen, that'll show you in a few seconds. Then you press create product. You create the first product and you call it Landscaper Review System, and you set the price at $27. So what I mean by this is if I go to payments up here and there, then I go to products, I click products here, and I can then create a product. And I can call it Landscaper Review System. I then copy this, and all I do is I put that in the description as well. I don't touch any of this stuff. I leave all this stuff blank, nothing here. I don't touch any of this stuff. I leave all that stuff blank as well. Come all the way down, and I go to prices, and I can change the price here. I can put it in USD. At the top here, put my $27 in there. I don't touch anything else in here, nothing else at all, and I hit save. That's all I do. And if I go, I'm just going to double check that saved. Perfect. If I go back, my Landscaper Review System is now here. Then I come back to my SOP. I've got to add the second product here. I call it the Landscaper Referral System. I do the same process. I'm going to price this at $27. Same process once again, right? I do create product. I do Landscaper Referral System. Copy, paste it in here, come down, all the way down, ignoring everything. Change that to USD once again, and then I put my $27. Change nothing else. Nothing else. Hit save. And I'll just double check that it's saved. And what have I done here? I've got a product name. I've seen this happen before, this glitch. There you go. You just double save it and it works. So I've then got my Landscaper Referral System. And the final component of this is to create the third product, which is the Landscaper AI Employee, which is a recurring product. So the description is the same. But this time when we go to price, we change the one-time pricing option to recurring. We don't add a setup fee. It's monthly recurring. We don't add a trial in there. And then we set the price at $97. So I'll double check if it should let me create. So I create product once again. I call it Landscaper AI Employee. copy and paste this into my description here. I touch nothing once again.
Now we can see
the
it.
screen.
Oh, see it now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So all I did there was go back. I'll just go back here, discard that. All I did was I hit create product here. Same as usual, landscaper AI employee. I copy, I paste it in the description. I touch nothing in here, come all the way down to this. Now this is the part that changes. The type, instead of one time, I change it to recurring. Then I'm changing my currency again, usually probably default to USD, $97. No, my monthly billing period, no trials, just leave that blank. Number of payments, leave that blank as well, and no setup fee. If you have a setup fee, you can add that in there. But for this purpose of ladder funnels, I wouldn't add a setup fee because it'll just cause issues and confusion with the customer. Change nothing else in here. I hit save. And I'll just double check it saved. Perfect, perfect. Come back, and now you see my 3 products are in here, okay? And you can change it to digital as well, but it doesn't really matter. If I then go back to my SOP, I've done this process here, creating products 1, 2, and 3. Now I have to put the products into the funnel itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to the landscaper ladder funnel. And remember, in terms of the ladder funnel, if I go to sites down here, this is the landscaper ladder funnel. Okay, and I'm going to open this up in a few tabs here. Give me 1 second, folks, because this takes me a little bit of time to get the tabs open. I'm almost done. Perfect. All right. So this is essentially the ladder funnel itself. And this allows you to sell the products automatically. What we have to do is we have to put the products into the funnel. All of this is done. You don't have to touch any of this, right? This is the first page that sells the $27 products. If you want a review of this funnel, I think it's 3 calls ago, 3 live workshops. I did a full review of the funnel, and I'll walk you through the funnel structure, how that works, the works. It's already set up for you though. Everything is done. You then have the checkout page, and I'm going to show you in a second how we get these products in here. And then you've got the upsell page here, okay? This is the upsell page, which upgrades the customer to a $97 per month AI employee, and you'll see $2,000 setup fee waived. It's basically what the product I just created is. That's the idea. So what I'm going to do now, the idea behind this funnel is to self-liquidate. So you run ads through this funnel, the average order value results in it paying back your ad spend, and the upgrades and buy your monthly recurring revenue AI employee automatically without any sales costs. That's the idea behind it all. And if they come down as well, if they're not sold by the time they get to this point, you can also add in a click to call button here, which allows them to demo the AI employee in real time so they can actually experience it themselves. This is the funnel itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to add in the products. I'm coming back to GoHighLevel now, and I'm going to go to the checkout page here. So I'm in the funnel, I'm in the checkout page, and then I'm going to go to products over here. In this section, I'm going to add 2 products. So I click add products. The first one you'll see are the ones that I've already created. These products I created a few minutes ago. So the first one I want to add is a landscaper review system. I'm going to click that here. It's going to ask me which price. Well, I've already set the price, $27. It's already in there. I don't have to do anything else for this. Nothing. I just hit save. So now, if I come over to this page and I refresh, as long as the refresh part works and I don't have to open up the tab again, yeah, there you go. Landscaper review system is in the funnel now. And no payment methods available. That happens when you don't have a payment gateway connected. So remember I told you to connect the payment gateway? That disappears when you connect your Stripe account. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add the order bump into this. So I'll hit add product again, still in the same checkout page. I select my referral system in here. I select my price point, $27. And then I'm going to click additional options down here. Click on this. And instead of main product, I'm now going to click bump product. And then I'm going to hit save. Then I've got 2 products in here. These little question marks, again, put the payment gateway in and that disappears. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come into overview for this checkout page. Make sure we're in the checkout page. I'm going to click edit. And as it takes me over here, you're going to see if I now click on this part here, the checkout, just take that away, the checkout page here, just click this or come up to the settings icon. It opens this up, the one-step order form section. I scroll down all the way down here until I get to enable order bump. It's pre-checked. Add bump product. Select product. All of a sudden, my referral system pops up here. Okay, and we have a document which has the headline you put in here, the subheadline, and then the text. Now, if I show you this special offer, this is not the text to put in, but I'm showing you an example. Special offer, limited time only, and I do this. Special offer, limited time only, get it today. You're gonna hit save. I don't typically add pictures in there. I hit save. You're gonna see that it adds it in here, but look at the formatting, right? See how it does that? There's no bold on it or anything like that. It just merges it all together. The reason we have the copy and paste is because what I do here is I have things like this in here. So what this does, if I hit wrong one, if I hit save, it puts it onto a new line for you. It disappeared it for me. But the point of that's because I did that. Wrong one here. You see how I put it on a new line for us there? And if I want to add bold to it, I do this. And then I do this. Update. The word limited is bold and bolded, right? So the reason you copy and paste all the text that we have is because I've already got it all done for you. All this custom formatting is already done. You copy and paste it, it will all be formatted nice for you and you won't have any problems. So we have a document with the text all set up that you put in here. So you just copy and paste it in everything, right? And it brings up this box here. And then you hit publish. I'll hit save first. Then you hit publish. And now you'll see we've got, if I go back, and then I'm going to go back to the checkout page example, share this tab, and I hit refresh. What you'll see is this pops up for us now. We've got this landscaper review system, $27. I've got the referral system. Obviously, when I put the text in the way it should be, it will say referral system in there, and it'll be a bigger box. If I click this, you see how it adds the referral system in here. Updates my total to $54. That's it now working. Okay. Now, the final step on this is, and just for reference here, I have all this mapped out for you step by step. Okay, every single part of it, all the way down to the referral product, adding the bump product, everything. So I'm following the SOP here that you would be able to follow line by line. The last part we have to do here is the one-time offer upsell page. All we have to do is add the product in once again, and then customize the buttons themselves. So if I go to my GoHighLevel account, once again, instead of the checkout page, I'm going to go to this one, the Landscaper AI Employee OTO. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to hit products over here. And This will be blank because remember we added the products into this page. Now I'm going to add the products into this page, one product. I'm going to hit add product. I get to select it once again. This time I'm going for Landscaper AI Employee. So I'm going to click on this. My pricing here, $97. I don't have to do anything else with this. I just hit save. Now I'm going to go to overview once again. I'm going to hit edit. Now, because I don't have a payment gateway, it won't let me finalize this, but it will for you. If I get rid of this once again, if I come down to the buttons on the page here, if I click on this button, scroll down, you see the button action is already set to one-click up and down sell. All I have to do is select my product. And as I said, once you have your payment gateway, the product I added will pop up here. It will say AI Employee. It doesn't for me because I don't have a payment gateway attached to this demo account. But once you have one, it's because it's a subscription product. Once you have one, it appears here. That's it done. All you have to do is do it for each button, right? You just select the product for each button and your product is added in. That's it. And you hit publish and it's good to go. That's your ladder funnel ready to go in the sense of the products themselves. Now, as I said, you've got the SOP to follow here, step by step, to add these products into the funnel. And of course, you'll have the recording to see where I clicked as well. Everything. That will get your products added. It's a very fast process. I took you through it quite slowly there, but it's a very fast process. Now, one important thing to do is to set up the new sale notification. All this is an automation that alerts you when there's a new sale, right? That's all it is. We can set up the automation to notify us. All we have to do is go to automations and then set the trigger as order submitted, and it will give you some additional options. So for example, in GoHighLevel, once again, if I go to automations and then I go to this one here, the purchase alert email, you'll see I can go to order submitted as my trigger, order submitted, and I have my order source is in the funnel. In which funnel is it? Well, I can select my funnel, I can hit save, and then I can get it to send me an email just saying new ladder funnel sale, and I can use this button here to get the details of the order itself, right? Order here, I can put in the customer, I can put in the currency, I can everything, right? What did they buy? I've already got these ones in here, order total price, order source, and the contact's name. So you'll basically get an alert of a new sale being sent to you, to the user's email. So whoever the user is, which would be you in this scenario, okay? That's how you get an alert of the emails or the purchases that do come in. And after this, the ladder funnel is ready to go, and you can progress onto the ad setup SOP that we have for the sales campaign. Super important. Use the one for the sales campaign, not the lead one for that, the sales campaign in particular. But as I said, I'm going to put all of these in one place for you, this SOP and the other ones, so that you'll be able to easily navigate your way to getting the campaign launched. So the ad SOP is just how to set up the ad on Facebook and get it live. That is the ladder funnel setup. That is everything you have to do, and you just add your domain name as well. So one second here, I'll show you this. If you connect a domain name to your GoHighLevel account, as usual, you can come into your ladder funnel, hit settings, add a domain name in here, and what it will do is instead of having it be your main domain like ladderfunnel.com, it would be ladderfunnel.com/landscaper ladder. That's the subdomain essentially, right? It's the path that it's following. So it doesn't go to your homepage. It automatically acts as a sales funnel. So you don't have to worry about crossing domains and things like that. You just add your standard domain and it follows a different path to get to a special page, which is your sales funnel itself. After that, That is your ladder funnel ready to go. I'm going to open up for questions here on the ladder funnel, because the next step we're going on to is the client delivery process. So do we have any questions about the ladder funnel? Feel free to ask. I'm also going to go through the chats, but if someone has a question, feel free. I'm just catching up here. Does someone have a question there?
Just a quick question about you showed us, like, for the order bump, you say there is a document with a text to copy. Where is located that document?
It's on my desk at the moment. No, we just
no, but that's why I could not picture where it would be located, because we just had the ladder funnel link sent. So yeah.
It's in the WhatsApp chat. The text is in the WhatsApp chat right now, but I've put the text into a document because I realized that it gets buried in there. So I'll put it. I'll upload the document with this stuff too.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm just going through the chat here. The first thing to do is put the employee 197. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do it at 97. It's when I know what's behind it, it hurts me.
It's so true, though. It's so true. Are the review products added in your agency website as a page subdomain? Or so? Yeah, hopefully I just answered that question for you there as well. It's basically your domain, but it's a different path that it follows for the particular sales funnel. So they won't be able to see it from your main domain. You can add it as a page, as a button that takes them to it, but it's a separate page. It's like a different page completely. Is it possible to direct phone calls to you after they purchase the 27 and 27 so I could talk with them about the upsell? Yeah, you can. What you can do is you can just have a call booking page, which you would basically keep the same page. Let me get this here. You'd basically have the same page, this exact page, the same video and everything in there. You would just have this button. Instead of it be buy now, you just have it to book a call. And what it does is you click it, and instead of setting it to, you set it to open the pop-up, right? You set the button to open the pop-up, and in the pop-up, you embed the calendar. And all of a sudden, they can book a time on your calendar directly from this page. So you just remove the stuff about payments and just add the calendar in there instead, and they can book a call. Emmanuel, you're asking, for a client to demo the AI receptionist, should you use the AI legacy support or the niche they're in? You can use either. You can use either of them. Like the AI legacy support is designed to be quite dynamic, where it can essentially all GoHighLevel AI employees that we create now are very dynamic in the sense that the AI employee for legacy might be set up to solve their problems about missing phone calls, about database reactivation, all leads and having no reviews, etc. It focuses on the problem. But if you speak to it about, if you say I'm a plumber, it's then going to add the context of being a plumber into it for you, right? So it basically morphs as it speaks with the customer. So be able to do that. Or you can use the one with the niche they're in, which in this account, that particular account I've got the landscaper one in there, where it's a demo of the landscaper AI employee that we've just created. So I think Jason might have been asking for that last week, but anyway, we just created it. But yeah, so you can use either. Yeah, mate, now do you still do the $1 test for the funnel to make sure it's firing correctly? You can, but what you can do is you can go to settings within GoHighLevel on my screen here, and you can go to payment mode and switch that to test. And then you can basically put in, for example, I'm just going to do it here so you can see what I'm typing. The credit card number you use, you just do this until it no longer lets you put more numbers in, reaches the correct character count. Then you put the 3 digits of the security code. Then you put the date, which always has to be in the future. You put that in, credit card number, security code, and the future date, and it operates as a test purchase for you. So you can test out the entire funnel without having to do the $1. But you can as well. Scott, when we get the notification email, will we get 1 or 2? 1 for the initial bump, and one for the add-on. Yes, well, you can set it as 2 or you can set it as 1. You can basically set that email up to identify exactly what they purchased using the different merge fields, right? You can have products that they ordered, everything. Ruben, I get an SMS notification with their contact info and dial right away. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it. Whenever they purchase, you can even have it auto dial and transfer to you. So that might catch you at inconvenient times, though, I imagine. So maybe be careful with that one. They didn't do the test, Jason. Yeah, you can test it out. But honestly, sometimes it's better to test it with real money, so to speak, just so you get the true experience with it. Then this is my credit card. It's quite viable. Okay. Any other questions on the ladder funnel before we dive into the client fulfillment side of things? Feel free to ask. We'll open up again at the end as well, of course. But is there anything anyone has? If not, we shall progress. All right. So now we're going to look at the client delivery. This is the last section of it, right? So this is basically, we've gone from the initial setup of the website to the funnels to the emails, getting those customers. And if you do have a sales call, there are sales scripts as well that you can basically follow to the letter. So if you do sales calls, just as Dennis was asking there, we do have sales calls that are custom to each niche as well. So it focuses on the pain points of the particular niche. If it's an electrician, it focuses on how they use an AI employee, how they use database reactivation, for example, rather than how a gym owner would use it, or a restaurant, or you know what I'm saying with the different niches. That's exactly what it does. So we do have the sales scripts available for you as well. Now, client delivery, the fulfillment process is extremely easy. Customer pays you. You complete the new GoHighLevel account form. So in seconds, you just put that. What you do, I'll share my screen here. If I come down here on the left-hand side here, you just go to add a new GoHighLevel account. And if you have your own GoHighLevel account, you just create a sub-account. You don't use this one. You use the blank form. So you scroll down to the blank form. You enter your name, your client's name here, client details, all the way down, except in the email section. Add your email in the email section first, because what that will do is it makes you the primary admin on the accounts. And then once you're all set up and ready to go, good to go, you can add the client in under, if I go to settings here and I go to team here, my staff, I can add them in here as well. Okay, I can add the client in here as a user. I can control their permissions, what they see, everything. So you can do that and have complete control over that as well. So you create the new GoHighLevel accounts, and then the fulfillment process follows 2 different branches. Okay, it depends on what they purchase. You've got the standard products, which are reviews, referrals, and database reactivation. And you've got the AI employee, the 2 different components. So as I said, first step, add a new GoHighLevel account. Make yourself the primary admin. Now, once you have that account, for every product except the AI employee, here are the first steps. And for the AI employee, obviously, you want to get them a phone number as well and an email domain. So I guess those are relevant to the other ones, but the rest of it, the third step isn't quite as relevant. So that's why I said that there. First step, get a phone number for the client. So if you're in the US, go through the A2P registration process, which of course we can help you with. If you're in the UK, get the UK, or the clients in the UK rather, get the UK regulatory bundle for them. Again, it's where the client's based, right? So if they're in the US, do the A2P process. That's the way to view it. That gets them compliant, right? That's the idea. So you want to get a phone number for the clients. You want to add the client's email domain for sending domains, and you just connect this through their account email services, the same way we did earlier, right? You come into the phone system section in your client's account. So I would change accounts here, add their number, add a number for them. It doesn't have to change on their website, etc. We'll come to that in a few minutes. It's just a number for GoHighLevel. You add their email services. You can add a dedicated send domain or just connect a domain to send emails from, Or alternatively, sometimes I will just grab a domain. I'll tell them, look, it's like $12 a year. We'll just get a domain for it, a special domain for this, and we can send emails from that particular domain without touching their own domain, which there's no real reason to, but it's just, it's just easier than trying to get them to point domains at different systems and things like that. Sometimes it's easier just to do it for them than it is to get them to do things themselves, right? So I'll just tell them, just purchase a new domain and GoHighLevel, which of course you can do from this section down here as well. You can purchase domains here, okay? Makes it really easy if you do it that way. That's usually my recommendation. I just tell the client to do that, and it's the best way to do it. Step number three here. Again, this is not necessarily for AI employees, this particular section. This is for the other systems. They can upload all of their existing leads as a contact on GoHighLevel. If they want to, they can segment the spreadsheet as to if that customer is a lead, or sorry, if they're a customer, or if it's just a lead, if they had a good experience in particular and they want to ask for reviews and referrals. If they want to control how they communicate, maybe they've got certain groups of customers that they don't want to ask for referrals for, whatever their scenario is, because everyone's different, right? You just tell them, okay, segment your leads on a spreadsheet, upload them to GoHighLevel, and it will follow the segmentation. You don't have to. You can upload all their leads and just contact them. That works just as well. So it's entirely down to their preference. I tell you this because if they ever ask you, well, I only want to send review requests to some of my customers, well, we can do that. We can get them to segment their list. You can't do that for them because they know the customer, right? You just tell them, okay, just mark which ones you don't want to send a review to, and we'll mark those, we'll tag those so it doesn't ever send to them. Simple as that. So this allows you to have their leads on the system to launch different campaigns. And there are 3 core campaigns. Every campaign follows the same engine. You set the trigger tag, you press publish, and you bulk tag the contacts. That is all you have to do, and I'll show you this in a second. Your pre-built automations do the rest. So we're going to show you here. 3 different campaigns: review campaign, referral campaign, database reactivation campaigns, and that's all the different ones that we have. Every single one follows the same process. So let's look at the review campaigns. First of all, you want to copy the review campaign from your main account into the client's sub-account. So you duplicate over the workflow. In the integration section, so if I come into here and I go to, I'll go back here, go to settings down here. I go to my integrations. I can never find integrations. Here's integrations. I can connect the Google profile. And what it can do is it will pull all the reviews and such and help me track it within the reputation section here. Okay. It allows me to track things, but I'm not really paying attention to the reputation section. That's not where we're looking here. That's just so that they can track everything and they use the platform. So I've done this. I've integrated the Google profile. Now I want to attach the trigger link. What I mean by this is if we come into the review automation, if I go into automations over here, and then I go over to I go into my folder, landscapers, and I go down all the way to the review workflow. What you're going to see here is that if I go into one of the emails here, the email 1, this operates through a trigger link. Okay, so this is how it doesn't matter what review platform they use. It doesn't matter. This makes it use any platform. This special link here, okay, it merges in as well. So you don't have to actually change this within the automation. Everything merges in. But the key is this particular trigger link. I want to update this with the customer's Google profile link. So if I go back to workflows, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to marketing over here. I'm going to go to trigger links up here. And I can filter here for review, search for review, and you're going to see my reviews link. Okay. I can then edit this. I've got my reviews link. What I do is I put their Google reviews profile link here, right? Or their Yelp reviews, or whatever platform they want to use. Whatever the public review platform is that they use, I put the link to leave a review right here, and I hit save. This means that whenever this special link is in those automations, it's the Google profile link it puts in there for you, right? That's how we control things. That's how we make it quite dynamic. So all we have to do is update this. So we come to marketing, trigger links. I search for review here because there's a lot of trigger links. Search for review. I get the reviews link. Come here, edit, add in the customer's review URL. That's all I have to do for that. I then come back to the SOP, and that's step number 3 done. As I said, marketing, trigger links, search reviews, open the 3 dots, hit edit, paste the client's Google reviews URL, and it auto imports into the automation. Now it's time for us to activate this automation. So in the review automation, I want to set the trigger to contact tag, open it and press filter and tag added. Here's what I mean by this. If I go to automations down here, then I come to the landscapers folder. Once again, scroll down to my reviews workflow. I control everything using this. These are based on if they want to use the calendars, or if they want to use the payment system in GoHighLevel, if they mark the invoices paid, or if they want to track it as their CRM, it can also use that. But we're going to focus on the contact tag initially. Contact tag, all I do, this has already been done, but I can name it something, whatever I want. Tag added, I select, remember I do filters, then tag added. I can delete all this. A filter, tag added, and I type in whatever I want. This one, review request eligible. Or I can change that. I can do whatever I want. I can do send review. Then when I go into the contacts and GoHighLevel and I tag anyone send review, it automatically sends them into this campaign. I just have to publish it, right? It automatically sends them into this campaign. And all of a sudden, the reviews, the customers are then being asked for reviews. So like I said there, you can type a tag like client review campaign, launch it, add it, and then publish the campaign. And then, as I said, in their contact list, find the leads that they want reviewed or they want to send reviews to, and bulk tag them with the same tag. So whether it's client review campaign launch, or if it is like review request eligible, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Whatever your tag is, you tag the leads, done. The campaign is live. So the final step to that was simply coming to contacts, having the list of contacts that they have. You can bulk select them all here, add tags, review request as the name. This is just for your organization. Then you just do, say, whatever you tag that as, like review request. And the second, this one already has some built in, as you'll see here. If I filter to review, you see that review request eligible? It's already built in. So you can make it any tag you want, but the second I tag that, if the workflow is published, it will automatically start sending review requests to that particular client. You can edit the workflow as well, should you please, but that is how we launch the review campaign. That's a very fast process. It might take a little bit for you just to read this and do it for the first time. That's an incredibly fast process for you to do. Very, very simple. And then once it's done, it's done. You could do this in about, once the client has uploaded their leads, you could have that done in 5 minutes. Literally, it's that fast. For the referral campaign, very similar, right? The leads are already uploaded in the earlier step. Remember up here, we got them to upload the leads here, this section here. We got them to upload their leads. So the leads are uploaded. We open the referral campaign, the automation, and change the trigger. So same thing as before. go to GoHighLevel, go to automations, then come over to, let me see here, once it loads up, landscapers, scroll down to my referral campaign, and this time change the contact tag. This one's already built in for referral request eligible, but let's say I just delete all this. This comes up. You can name this whatever you want. This doesn't make a difference. Add filters, select tag added, and then send referral campaign launch. Add a new tag. Then whenever I go to publish the campaign, then whenever I go to the contacts and I type referral, I tag them as referral campaign launch, it activates this automation. So if I go back here, I've just saved that. If I go to contacts here, then I click on my contact, tag them all, add tags, referral campaign. And because I added that one in there, let me see, referral, you will see the tag that I just added there, right? Referral campaign launch. I add tags, and if my campaign is published, it automatically starts sending the campaigns to them as well. Okay, that's the idea. So you'll see here, once I refresh this, the tags, sometimes it takes a few moments to add the tags, but the tags basically appear here for you. Okay, and it adds the tag. You'll notice when I tagged it, it said check progress. It can be a little bit of a lag for that to show up. So that launches the referral campaign for you. And the same thing, exact same thing with the database reactivation campaign. Depending on which one you want, coming into automations, I go to, give it 1 second, it's going slow today. Let's see here, it's probably because I just refreshed that. But if let me just go back here, automations, landscapers, any of these database reactivation campaigns, fall cleanup, drainage, commercial grounds maintenance, Christmas light installation, annual maintenance, these are all custom built. And you'll see, as we will show you, the depth of which these campaigns are built out to. They're very, very in-depth. And you don't have to change much. All you have to do, as usual, contact tag, put the contact, if I remove this stuff again, add filter, tag added, and for this one, I would do it aeration campaign launch. Add new tag, save it. Then whenever I tag a lead in the contact section, aeration campaign launch, it activates this campaign. Same thing with all of these campaigns. All you're doing is changing the tag that you use, and you can activate all the campaigns. Don't activate them at once. Activate them throughout the year for the customer. But all you have to do is add the tags themselves. That is it. And that is how we launch the review campaign, the referral campaign, and the database reactivation campaign. That's all we have to do to manage all of those automations. The next step here, so yeah, just to summarize, you simply set the trigger tag to whatever you want, publish it, then tag the client's leads within contacts to activate the campaigns. Works the exact same way for all database reactivation campaigns too. Now, the final component here is how to launch the AI employee within their business, and there are a few steps that we take. It's not particularly long, but it's important. So, the first step that we take is to upload the niche AI employee into the client's sub-account to ensure that all the settings are correct. So what we do is, let's say you bring on a landscaping customer or a roofer or whatever, you just let us know and we will upload the AI employee to the account. And we're going to save you a lot of headaches and time because we're going to make sure all the settings are correct that you would have to set yourself. We're going to make sure it's all done correctly so that it's smooth for you. Okay. And you're like a magician from day one. So that's the reality. So the first step is just to upload the AI employee framework. So for example, if I come into AI agents, when I say framework, got a knowledge basis, what I mean is this. this entire framework, okay? All of this, even the prompting for the AI employee, everything is already done. All the prompting is ready and created. As you'll see, everything is done. So we just make sure it's all in order for you and you're good to go. That's the first step. Then step number 2 is you go to the AI agent section within GoHighLevel and you go to the knowledge base. You can edit the knowledge base and the FAQs if you want to, but you don't have to. So what I'm saying here is you come over to AI agents here, you click on knowledge base, you come into the landscaping one here. This is where we are now. And we go into the next step. Next, you go to the web crawler and you press add a website. You then enter the URL of each page of the client's current website. And what it will do is it will scan their website and pull any custom information like their service areas, opening hours, etc. And then it combines it with the existing advanced knowledge base. And you've basically created a powerful AI employee for the client in seconds. So all you do here from this section, so I went to AI agents, knowledge base, I go to web crawler, but just to show you, all of this is pre-built. All of this you can deal with. You can add on to this. You can add more, but you don't have to. It's all pre-trained. All the FAQs, Q&A is already done. You can add more in there. You come to web crawler. You go to add website over here. Enter the pages of the client's website, just the URL. Hit train this page, and it will train on the custom page. The reality is most people who sell AI employees, this part here, that is all that they do. They just get it to scan the website, and that's it. No more. It's generic. It's not very good. It's very basic. But they charge a fortune for it. Your secret sauce is this foundation that you have. That's the power in what we're doing here. We're adding the web crawler, which is basically everyone else's full product, as the little cherry on top, right? That's why yours are so good. That's why it separates you from everybody else. All you do is add the website, train the page, and it customizes in seconds to the customer. You could even go out there and you could basically say to a customer, you could create one for John's plumbing service, not even knowing who they are. It'll take you 30 seconds, and you can say to John's plumbing service, you could walk in or to a store or whatever, or call them and say, hey, listen, I've got this AI employee custom built for your business. I want you to experience it. Call this number. It's completely trained on your business. And if you want it, handling all your calls after hours, I'll give you a good price on it. It's already there. I'll give you it. The reason that works really well is because it's tangible. They can literally feel and speak to the product before they've even got it. But it took you 30 seconds to do that, right? How many sales would you make if you did that? Loads of them, right? Because it's tangible. That's the beauty in it. So we scan the website. That's how we create the AI employee. Now, the prompting of the AI is already done. If you want to change the voice, I'll show you where to do it. So you go back here. So I'm in AI agents once again. I go to voice AI. I come into the agent list. I click in this one. As I said, all the prompting is already done. Everything is taken care of. You don't have to type any of this stuff. We've already done it all for you. Everything is already done. All the actions as well, they're already done as well. Everything, calendar bookings, getting pricing questions, etc., etc., etc. It is all done. You can change the voice by clicking in here for more 573 voices, any accent that you want, right? You can do that. So you can customize it as you please. And as I said, all the hard stuff is done. All of this is done. This would take you hours and hours and hours to do. It's already done. And you can test it here as well. So we move on to the next step. At the top of the prompting, what you can do is you can insert the client's calendar booking link as well, right? So if it is, let me see here, over here, the top of the prompting in here, you can add the client's calendar link and it will directly book. It will send the action steps are set to send a booking confirmation or book into the client's calendar. It will send a booking confirmation to the particular client or to the customer, and it uses that particular link. So you can add their link to the AI employee prompting as well. So how do we deploy all of this into their business? Well, the first step is the chat widget itself. So the first step is to have the AI employee on a website. And how we do this is by using the chat widget itself. So we go to sites on the left-hand side, and then we press chat widgets at the top. If you don't have one, you just create one and you select all-in-one. And when the option appears, you go to agent and select the AI agent, voice agent that you want to use. So let me show you this. We go to sites on the bottom left here. I go to chat widgets over here. I already have one built, but I click on new up here. I have all these options. I just want to do all in one. So that combines WhatsApp, live chat, email, SMS, Facebook, Instagram, voice, all in one widget. So I do that. And then I go here. You can edit some stuff here. You don't have to. It's pretty generic. You can edit the chat window, etc. But you want to go to agent over here. And this is where all of the agents that you have access to, from HVAC to plumber, whatever it is, you can select the agent that's behind this by going into the website itself. So if they call it, etc., you can change the agent's name, everything. Okay, that is how you deploy it. Now, you can put it into WordPress using this extension here. You can get the code to embed on any external website. You put it in the footer section of the website. And if the customer's website is on GoHighLevel already, you go to websites. I'll show you how we put it into ours. Agency website or their website. You go to settings over here and you scroll down, chat widget here, and you select, you see that one I just created there? You select the chat widget you want to put in. That's how you get it on the website. And it will also integrate with Facebook and Instagram, etc. all in one. Okay, that's where we selected the all-in-one option there. That's how we get it onto their website. And this SOP shows, get the codes and put it into the website for external websites. It has text-based on the website and also facilitates AI voice web calls too. So you can do both of them from the website itself. Now, how do we deploy the voice on the phone numbers? So what we have to do is we go over to the voice AI and we select the agent. Then we click on edit, and on the top we click deploy, and it'll give you the option of the phone number you purchased earlier. Remember I said get the client a phone number in step 1? It gives you the option of the phone number you purchased earlier for the client, and it allows you to attach the AI voice to it. If the client has an existing phone number, you can forward their existing number to the GoHighLevel number, which means they don't have to change their website, they don't have to change business cards, any of that stuff. The customer calls their usual number, they're just forwarded onto the AI employee. That's all you have to do. And this activates it within their business. So to show you that, AI agents, once again, I go to voice AI, then I go to agents list. I click on landscaper support or whatever one you want. This opens this up again. Up here, instead of build, I go to deploy. And then I can select a phone number. You can even buy, if you don't have a number, you can buy new numbers in here as well. So yeah, it allows you to do that. So you select the number you want to deploy it on. And you can also manage the widgets that it uses, etc. These are obviously fake ones I created. So you can do that here. And what you can do is you can manage the call routing as well. So it can answer calls immediately, or you can use it if the phone rings out and no one picks up. You can use it as the backup, and you can do the scheduling, custom schedule, and all hours as well. And you hit save, and the AI employee is now deployed onto their website. And that is the complete fulfillment process. Once that is active, everything is running in the background for them. You've got your review campaigns live. You've got database reactivation throughout the year if you're doing the managed service at $1,000 a month. You've got the AI employee active on their website, on their Facebook and Instagram. You've got it active on their phone lines. Literally everything is all done in that short section. Now, I appreciate you might think, well, there's a few bits and bobs. I was very methodical in showing you this. Once you, I mean, look how this is your entire client delivery process, right? It's not particularly long. It's like 4 pages of very descriptive of every single step. That is it. There's nothing else you really have to do for the whole thing. And that's how fast and easy you can basically launch the entire client fulfillment. So that is the entire SOP system. It will be uploaded as an SOP. I'm also going to do some videos around this on each segment of the process, but that's the entire system and everything. So I'm going to open up to any questions that people have. I'll go through the chat as well. Zidane, do you want to go first?
Yes, it's a quick question regarding the agency website template on the high level.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use it to go for the A2P registration. And I noticed that it doesn't have any term of services and privacy policy pages integrated. So where can I find like a good template for that to register it for the A2P with?
The reason we can't have them in there for you is because we don't want to put you in a position where you don't have the correct one for your jurisdiction. So what you have to do is you can basically get ChatGPT to create one for you for your particular location or the location you want to work in. That will be just fine for you. The best thing to do is just ask it to create a privacy policy, and then in terms of service, put it in the website. It'll be good. And then you can even ask it to make it A2P compliant as well, and it will do it for you.
Okay, perfect. All right, that's it.
All right. I'm just going to catch up in the chat here. How do you set the review on autopilot with an external calendar they have so you don't have to manually add in contacts? So this is basically what Yemi's asking down the bottom, where he's asking, are you able to show the Zapier connection for external calendars tracking? So what I'm going to do is I didn't want to overcomplicate this because this is going to be the Zapier thing is going to be it's not difficult, it's very easy, but it's just it's a little step I didn't want to attach to this process. So what I'll do is I'll do a quick separate video on that, on how it's done, because it's very simple, but basically it just takes leads from any CRM system and imports them into GoHighLevel as and when they use them. So like even a lot of companies use QuickBooks. You can even integrate that in GoHighLevel now. So it automatically ports leads over. But if they use something like Thumbtack or any of those other home services things, you can use Zapier to do so. So I'll do a little video for you, Yemi, and Emmanuel as well. That'll be relevant for you. But I didn't want to add it to this particular training. Don't forget to press publish. Ridwan, so basically we have the ladder funnel. Then we try to upsell a done for you service at 500 to 1K per month recurring. Yeah, so you can do all those database reactivation automations I showed you. You can, that's like their entire year of marketing. It's like pre-winter, spring, summer, etc., etc., etc. Throughout the year, they're reactivating their leads to the time of year. That's what you can charge those amounts for. And also, honestly, the AI employee itself, the depth of it is worth way more than 97 a month. Like you could charge whatever you want for that, whatever you want. So you can feel very confident at those prices for sure. Ruben, do the workflows come with the HVAC landscape snapshot? I only see the funnel pages. So I think what you're talking about is the HVAC landscape snapshot is the ladder funnel snapshot. So that's the ones that have. Are you referring to the which sort of automations are you referring to? Because obviously there's a bunch there. Some of them.
Yeah, make it quick.
Yeah, go for it.
I got the snapshot, and the snapshot had the HVAC and the last and the pages, the funnel, the ladder funnel were there, perfect. But I don't see the workflows for that will go along with the services that we're selling, like the referral and reactivation, database reactivation. I did not see the workflows when I imported the snapshot, so I don't know if they were part of the snapshot or not.
That's a different snapshot, actually. So the HVAC and the landscaper snapshot, those are for the ladder funnels only. Then you've got the HVAC snapshot, which is like a separate one. You already have that link, but it's just a set. There's separate things in there. You import both of those, and that'll be there for you after that.
Thank you.
No worries. Freddie, can we add a chat bot to an existing client's website? Yeah, so you just use that embed code. And if it's on WordPress, you just click the WordPress extension button within the chat widget, which was over here. I'll show you this real quick. Yeah, agent sites chat widget. If I go to new, all in one, up here, when I click get codes, so this, you can put it into an external WordPress website by clicking here, or get codes. This is the embed codes. So you put it into the footer section of their website, no matter which platform it's on. They just put it into the footer section, and the AI employee will pop up for them in there. Yeah, I've answered that question there for you about the Zapier. Oh, Olivia asked that. Yep, that's right, Freddie. I'll probably upload the SOP tomorrow, Mobin, because I need to get this recording up as well. They'll tie in together, so I'll get that up. All right, that is me through the chat. My voice is hoarse. You can probably hear that. It's a lot of talking. Are there any other questions that anybody has? Feel free to. Darryl, go for it.
Yeah, Neil, just checking, because normally I see the reviews are normally done when the customer, completes a job for their client, right? So how do we tie up the reviews to be activated to send out only when the customer has done something for the client, then they need to do a review?
Two options. First one is if my favorite option is if you get them to use GoHighLevel as a CRM as well, right? Because they can upload their leads and have their leads imported automatically using forms in GoHighLevel. Just change their website form to the GoHighLevel form and it's done. It's just an embed code. And they can then start managing all of their pipeline status. They can even take their payments. They can do QuickBooks. They can connect their QuickBooks accounts. It can then trigger and tell GoHighLevel that the invoice has been paid, for example, here, or appointment status if the customer was closed. They can do that here. So if they use GoHighLevel, you can do it on customer closed appointment status here in this section, or you can do it on the payments section where the invoice is paid, or you can connect to QuickBooks where it can send invoice payment information to GoHighLevel, or last case is if they use something completely external and don't want to do anything, what you do is you use Zapier to connect their existing CRM. The reason we use that is because it can connect with virtually anything. Their existing CRM, you connect it and you just send the lead to GoHighLevel as and when it comes in. It's automatic. It just updates it constantly. That basically doesn't cost anything because they won't have tremendous. Zapier is based on usage, so your client won't have tremendous lead flow, more than likely. So basically, it's free to do that. And if they have tremendous lead flow, you'll pay $100 a month for it, right? So that's how you do it. There's multiple different ways, but that's how it's done.
Oh, so earlier on you say you do a Zapier video or something to show us how to do that.
Yeah, I will do one. That's only for external stuff, like completely external. But my goal would be, if I were you, try to get them onto the platform because it improves your retention. And if not, then we can do the Zapier. So you've always got.
I see.
Okay.
Okay. Then so for the database reactivation, we have to check the campaigns that or offers that the customer wants first before we do the for the fulfillment before we initiate the process the workflow is it?
Yeah, because typically these ones, they're so in depth that this is when you're directly working with the client, say at $1,000 a month. So you can just ask them which ones do you want to launch. And obviously
offers they whether the offers that in our system is correct first, or whether we need to custom, then we make the changes before we start the database reactivation or for the offers is it?
Say that again.
But because for the database reactivation, normally there will be special offers that we want to give them, right? So that for those offers, we will want to double check with them whether the offers in our system is correct before we actually start the database reactivation lah. The campaigns.
I would say for this, let me find one here let me see. For this one here, so database reactivation landscapers, that's your general one. That's like the special offer one, right? The rest of them are not really special offers. They're time and place, which means they're they're not really designed for discounts. They're designed for catching the person at the exact right time when they need a very specific product. So for example,
the time of the year, is it?
Exactly. Or a certain product. Maybe someone's been waiting for a garden bed refresh and the person just comes along and says, hey, listen, we're doing this right now. Oh, I was thinking about that. Or maybe they need ceiling and repair or snow removal or etc. So some of it is time and place as well as just special offers. That's your advantage. Everybody does.
Because I read somewhere in the notes that say that Lisa's notes they say that like med spas, for example, they have special offers specific for the med spas, right? That you need to double check whether the offers are correct for the customer before you do the activation. Is it for database reactivation?
Yeah, that's part, because database reactivation is quick, because technically all of these are database reactivation, right? Because we're reactivating customers. What she's talking about is just these ones in particular that are more general and special offer focused, which is, as I said, this one here. But again, double check if it's to 10% or 20%, whatever they're doing. Just you can just adjust it. It's not going to be a crazy difference. It's just going to be like adjust it accordingly, right?
Because sometimes their offers is like very specific, like slimming phase. I mean beauty phase or something. Special star offer that you need to double check whether that is in line with what they have lah.
Exactly. So they can pick and choose, right? Whatever they want to do, whatever they want.
Then for the AI employees, right? Because we always deal with the missing calls lah. So which is inbound lah. So for the outbound, is there some procedures for that, or we
not at the moment? It can do outbound. You can have it do outbound. I'm just not a big fan of it. Like you'll see from the ladder funnels, I would much rather have leads come to me versus trying to outbound prospect through phone system. I'll do cold email, but that's because it doesn't take my personal time. So I'm not really. I don't typically focus on outbound. Is what outbound calling, let's say, for the simple reason that I like to leverage time personally. So it can do it, but it's not something I personally focus on.
Then if the customer is in US then he is not A2P compliant, then can we buy a GoHighLevel number that is compliant and then we redirect it to the customer number so that we don't need to apply for the compliance?
Well, you don't have to redirect it to the customer's number. You just you wouldn't use their A2P non-compliant
because every time you have to ask for a request for approval, right? But if you get a GoHighLevel number that is already compliant and then redirect that number to the customer's number, can we do that to avoid the need to go through the application?
Well, what I don't understand is you still have to go through the application to get your A2P compliant number. Anyway, you know what I mean? Like you said, if you have an A2P compliant number, well, you'd have to go through the application to get that anyway.
No. I mean that let's say the customer's number is not A2P compliant. Okay. But can we skip the compliance approval by getting a A2P compliant number from GoHighLevel, then redirect to the customer?
But to get the A2P
process
number, you're saying to get an A2P compliant number from GoHighLevel, but to get that you still have to go through A2P.
Or still got to.
Otherwise,
it's not at the level of the agency that you are A2P compliant, and then every number that you buy will be compliant by default. It's every number you need to apply for the A2P.
Exactly.
No, as in they already got the approval for the A2P already. Because I saw other people in other systems.
You can buy numbers and get them A2P compliant in advance, and then use that with a client later.
Yeah,
but you still have to go through the process of A2P compliance for each number you buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, whether I can do that.
You can, yeah, you can do that. You can do that.
Yeah, because I saw that there are other systems that they just already got A2P compliant numbers in the system. Then they'll just use that. They don't have to go through A2P. They just use buy a A2P compliant numbers in GoHighLevel and use that for the calling.
I would be careful with it, because A2P compliance looks at their terms and conditions and such, and technically, yes, you can change them, but it's a little messy, to be honest. It's a little messy.
Okay.
You don't. It's not worth it to you. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It gets you into
I just want to check.
What's the point? You know.
Thanks. Yeah.
That's
Thank you.
Pick your battles, right? You don't want to. You don't want headaches for that. Let the client have it. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Then for the ladder funnel, right? Let's say the customer only buys the review or the referral without the engines, the basic one, without upgrading. Then if we were to purchase the sub account for the customer, then we'll be at a loss, unless we are under the agency lab.
Yeah, but if you're under the agency lab, you get unlimited. But if you've got your own, if you've got your own 297 GoHighLevel plan, you get unlimited as well. But so you would have to do that it's designed for you being able to just add sub accounts.
Yeah, if I need to pay for the sub account, then it will not be worth it if I don't have my own agency or I'm not under the agency lab
Yeah, you'd have to get additional accounts for it.
Okay,
but be careful. Are you talking about things like GoHighLevel 0 and stuff? Be careful if you're using that stuff. Are you using GoHighLevel 0?
As in, there are certain, if I'm under certain agencies and I only have one sub account, then if I need to have additional sub account, they want me to pay $97 for a sub account.
Right, gotcha.
So then my ladder funnel, I can't even recoup my costs.
I think at one point you'd have to make a decision on that and just think, okay, what's good for the long-term benefit, because that's going to hold you back.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot.
No worries. All right. Any other questions? Feel free to ask him. Olivier, go for it.
Just a very quick one. For the referral, network and referral strategy, I just want to try to very visualize the process, how I will present it, maybe in a visual for the organizer of the event itself. So basically, you show them that, okay, you scan the QR code, then we will create a landing page with the offer that the person the company who attend his event will be wanted to put on it. Then the contact details are collected, and then we also set up an automation for an email sequence for a follow-up. Is that correct? Is that the whole thing of what we propose for free?
Run that past me one more time.
Yeah, the QR code sent to a landing page offer. Then they collect the contact details, which send to an automation with an email sequence for the follow-up.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Then I'm gonna create a visual for that, because I think it's gonna be way easier to, when I get conversation. I'm gonna start conversation tomorrow with organizers, and I want to, because my worries is like, how fast can I do that if they have a lot of people attending their events as people exposing there, And it's like I have to start not by two big ones because I'm alone. And like if I get suddenly 50 people who say yeah, and it's in 1 month, that's gonna be with the call on top of that to make the upsell and all this. That's quite a lot of work. It's quite intensive in that way. So
what I tell you is you get very fast. After 1, 2, 3, you'll get really fast with it. So don't obviously you want to be careful with that. So not too much, but don't worry too much. I would much rather you go create the problem. You say, oh, wait a sec. Too much opportunity, right?
Yeah, of course.
Do that because you'll figure it out how to do it. You will. When you force yourself into doing stuff like that, you figure it out. You figure it out. Exactly. Because go create a problem. Exactly. You figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. Thank you.
No worries. Emmanuel's asking.
Thanks.
Appreciate it. I got these questions for running ads for the event name, for the meta event name needed for each step of the funnel when setting the pixel. I'm thinking of doing the following: review system, view content. You don't need to. You don't need to do that. If you, within GoHighLevel, there's, you can basically set it up where it says order submitted. Let me see if I can show you this quickly. If I go to workflow and I go to build one manually, I'm just going to do add new trigger and I click order submitted. I add this stuff in from the particular funnel, so you can do like source, order source, or global product is, etc. Right? You put that in there. Confirm. I should have to do that first. Let me just put this in and hit save. I can then do this. Facebook API. Give it a second. Maybe other Meta API now, actually. Let me see. Should be one here. Let me see. Facebook. Meta conversion API. That's it here. What you can do, you get an access token from Meta. It's just in the pixel settings area. And then you can change this to like purchase or whatever, purchase, and you can add the value and you can even pull the value from the funnel automatically. That does all of your events for you and you can do it per funnel page. So that will actually take care of all the event for you itself, all that stuff about, setting up your events. You don't have to actually do that anymore because GoHighLevel have this conversion API. It's much more accurate as well. So that'll take care of that for you. What do I think about using dynamic creatives? Mixed. My problem is I find it hard to track which one works, which one doesn't work with it because it doesn't really track it very well. So I like to I end up just setting up my creatives manually and having a bunch of them, right? But I don't typically use dynamic creatives because it's just hard to track. How many creatives would you recommend for each ad set? Probably about 6 to 8 now. 6 to 8 creatives and let them run is what I would recommend. I'm just checking here. Daryl, understand that there are added automations. For example, you'll notice a ladder funnel for HVAC and landscaping. So do we need to get revised snapshots? Those are, so the SOP shows how those are set up. They're really simple, but I'll probably put together a pack where it has those in it already pre-built, but there's the SOP itself. They're super simple to set those up. So if you don't have to wait for me for that one, they're really, really easy. So the SOP will help you, but I will probably put something together for you as well. All right. Do we have any other questions? That's me made it through the chat. Is there any other questions? Beef barbecue goat ribs after this here in Tanzania. That sounds fantastic, Ridwan. That sounds fantastic. Daryl, go for it.
Yeah, just now we were talking about saying that because our bot is taking the URL and knowledge base compared to other people who are just using the URL. So how do we convince them that that it is better ours is better compared to those using just the URL? Is there anything that we can highlight to say that this the way they respond is actually different? There's an added difference. How to tell that?
I would say that I would basically say to them, like, most companies build an AI employee that reads your website and your service areas. So if your customer asks if you cover Connecticut, if you live close to New York, then it can answer. But the second it asks what a customer really asks, which is about a problem that they have, it's not going to be able to answer, or it's going to create a problem and make a mess of it for you because they haven't trained it properly. The difference is our AI employees can take care of it. And what it does is instead of them getting frustrated because they're speaking to AI and going to your competitors, converts them because it's high enough quality that can actually answer your questions about pricing. All those questions people ask you about pricing, what would you rather? Someone who has got a generic one for you and can't answer any of that and it just deflects it to you? Or would you rather one that can actually answer pricing questions, not give estimates because you don't want to lock yourself into prices, but gives them an idea to ensure they're not tire kickers? What one would you prefer? That's how you do it, right? You got to paint the scenario for them.
Okay. Then I ask you the knowledge base, right? Let's say there is 5 files under the knowledge base, let's say one of them. Then if I combine them into one big file, 5 combined into one, would there be any problem?
It wouldn't be a problem. You'd be better off though adding them into the FAQs, because the FAQs are one of the most important parts of it. So I would prefer you add more to the FAQs than you add more to anything else, because that has the biggest influence.
Okay, Ken. Thanks a lot.
And you can add tons of those. It's not,
okay.
And the reason nobody else does, we've got, I think our plumber one has 109 or something FAQs. Landscapers get 50. There's tons and tons. The reason people don't have them, the reason if you buy any other AI employee, they don't have them, is because you have to add them one by one, and nobody else does it. So think about how many FAQs we've sat and pressed add one, but the answer it, how many times we've done that process. That's why nobody else does it. But that's your advantage, right?
Okay,
that's the idea. All right.
Is there any restrictions in terms of size of the files for the knowledge base or anything like that?
Not in terms of the files. I think you're limited to 10 file uploads, but I don't think the document, I haven't reached a limit, is what I'll tell you. Maybe there's a document file size upload limit that they have. I'm not aware of it, but I think you're limited to 10 files. But as I said, how big those files are, different question. Not sure if there's because I haven't hit it yet.
Okay, thanks a lot.
All right. All right. Do we have any other questions? Anything else you'd like to know or ask? Give you a few more seconds for anyone that's got any last minute deadline questions. No? All right. Perfect. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. All right. And that's for the people in the chat there. I'm not just saying you're welcome randomly. People are saying thanks in the chat. All right. I will get this uploaded. I'll get the SOP released. And yes, hopefully this is beneficial for you and this helps a lot of people. I will also be doing, I'm not sure if it's going to be tomorrow because I didn't want to complicate the emails and things. I might shift a different time zone call to Friday, but yeah, just because I didn't want to complicate 2 different emails going out and confusing everyone. So I might shift a different time zone call on Friday. So there might be a special Q&A on Friday as well that you can attend if you like to. But everyone in Australia, New Zealand, and even in the eastern side of Asia and such, where the time zone is trickier, will be able to attend as well. Perfect. Well, thank you for coming, everybody. I hope you found that beneficial. Any questions, as ever, you know where to find us. We're going to be releasing more ladder funnels for you. And thanks, Vince. I'll have to definitely maybe add a little whiskey in there as well. It's 7 o'clock after all. Anyway, I'll let everyone know when things are released. Lots of good stuff coming. As I said, those funnels, I kid you not, $5,000 each. That's exactly what we charge per funnel for custom builds, and you're getting them at no cost. So we're going to be releasing a brand new one as well. Have a look out for that coming soon. And yes, any questions, just let us know. And Vince, in terms of your GoHighLevel, I've asked Manny a question in the chat. Just come back to me on that because I'm a little confused with that. Just have a look in the WhatsApp chat. I also sent you an email. Have a look in your spam as well because there was a weird thing that happened on Manny's account. Check your email and let me know. And I've got a question to ask you about the usage because I think I'm a little confused as to what's Manny was asking with it. Just let me know. Perfect. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. I'll get this uploaded when Google sends it over to me, and I'll send out the SOP. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. All right. See you, everyone. I'm going to close the call down now. See ya. See ya. See ya.